Hey everyone, welcome back. Blue Riser here. So I wanted to do another kind of comment read-through, especially about this topic, the Tempest trials, because I felt there was a bit of a not backlash, but the community was definitely talking about it, and so I wanted to really just put my thoughts out there and read some comments that I saw on several videos. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Again, the comments are in no particular order. If I repeat myself, that just happens. Alright, first one is, the trials aren't really difficult, but the reward of only a few hundred medals really isn't enough. I agree. I feel the last one should be 1,000. I think that's where they should have gone with that. It should have been 1,000 for that, but nothing we can really do to change that. Alright, so the next one is that Veronica is too damn OP. I agree. I've had red units that couldn't one-shot her. Red 5-star units. It's crazy how strong she is. And next one is, coming from a free-to-play player, sort of. So, kind of like, I would call myself a sort of free-to-play player, but I spend a lot of money on this game. Tempest Trials itself is fine for the most part. I will accept that Lunatic is beyond me, and I am not ready for it since I struggle with hard mode as it is. My issue is the rewards and how many points you need for them. New seals will not happen for me though. Might get a 4-star Marth if I'm patient enough. So, I'm going to come here and agree with him because, well, just to a certain degree, because Lunatic 7 is too hard for me, and I would say that myself. Maybe I'm just not good enough, but I really do think it's the units. But hard isn't. I can do hard mode. I can do the last hard mode and pretty much win, but I can't do Lunatic whatsoever. Either of them really, because I get to the 5th stage on the Lunatic one, I can normally get through with just 2 teams to stage 5, but after that it's all over for me. And you know, I'm going to be patient. I'm going to do it when I want to. I'm not hooked on this. I definitely don't play it as much as I want to. The burn from Lunatic definitely just keeps me away at times. I do it because I want the Masked Marth. Other than that, I'm not going to really use a lot of my time for it. Next one is, the thing that bothers me, if you're an unlucky free-to-play player, you won't make it to the last seal, and obviously you won't get any of the orbs above that. I can only survive the first hard map, and that leaves me with 120 points per 20 stamina. Come on. In most of the mobile games that I've played, you can even tier 2 get all of the nice rewards as a free-to-play player. I agree, this event, and I know like lots of people probably won't agree, but if you're a free-to-play player, I want to know right now, how many times have you beaten Lunatic? 7 enemies. If you're a free-to-play player, how many times? Because it's going to come down to 2 things. Luck. You're lucky that you got really good characters, and time. You just have probably a little bit more time than anyone else to do it. That means you have time to skill inheritance, you have time to SP grind, you have time to hero merit grind, you have all that other stuff. And then add that on being just lucky, you're going to have an easier time with it. But most people probably aren't that lucky. It's RNG. It's a gacha game. Your luck is totally out of the window when it comes to, I mean, what you want to get is out of the window. You're not going to get what you want. You just have to get lucky to get what you want. And that includes like top tier characters. And then I agree also with the most free-to-play mobile games. I was playing My Hero Academia when the Sports Fest was going out. The last map, like the one that cost the most stamina, I could beat it, but just barely. But it wasn't so hard that I couldn't accomplish it. It's doable. But this time around, it really doesn't feel like it. I'm a free-to-play player in that game, and it felt doable. This time around, I can't imagine if I didn't spend any money on this game. I don't think I would get very far in the Tempest Trials. Okay, next one. Also, the problem is the score is a bit too much. Okay, another score thing. 20k for the Breath of Life seal, 30k for Marth. I think that's a 5-star one at 30k, and 50k for Quick Pulse. The maximum points you can get per run is 705, I believe, and that's for a perfect run. It's challenging, and it's challenging and well worth if you get the prize you're wanting. But I don't think I'm capable of doing it twice with my alternate account. So okay, so I do feel it's probably not capable for many people who are lower level, not lower level, but just don't have the greatest units to get to that point. The 30k for Marth, I think you can complete that in 2 weeks. I do. The 50k for Quick Impulse, I'm not too sure. I don't know. I would have to think about it. I have to try to see how far I get myself. But even then, it's just like, If you have more time, you can do it. And then that also requires stamina too, so you have to put that into account as well. Okay, this person just says, no, I like the challenge. It's a Fire Emblem game, for God's sake. I don't agree with you, because this is a Fire Emblem game, but this is also a mobile game, a free-to-play game. When you buy a Fire Emblem game, you're buying more content that is worth a free-to-play game. Period. Any free-to-play game doesn't have as much content as a paid game. Well, I'll put that in quotations, because some games nowadays rip content. But even then, the basis of a free-to-play game is for people to put money into it to get certain things with a premium monetary system. And I can't agree. I've watched other gameplay. I'm currently watching some of a Shadow Valencia playthrough. I watched some other ones too, and I can't say this. Yeah, this is a Fire Emblem game, but it's definitely not like, when you think about how long it takes to complete a Fire Emblem map compared to how long it takes to complete a Heroes map, they're totally different things. This is a micro game meant to be in micro bytes, and I just don't agree. I understand the challenge part. Yeah, it's supposed to be challenging, but I don't agree that it's a Fire Emblem game, for God's sakes. People shouldn't complain because of that reason alone. It's also a cell phone game, and I feel a lot of people don't take this into account. In fact, let me just go off into a little tangent here. A lot of people started playing Fire Emblem Heroes. I saw articles from sites that said Fire Emblem Heroes is a gacha game, and I'm like, do people not know that? Like, it kind of is apparent, right? Or are these people just playing the game because it's Fire Emblem? It was interesting to me to see an article like that. But yeah, we're just gonna move on. I went on this for too long. Okay. So, you have someone here who says, I have the worst luck ever. I have been playing Fire Emblem Heroes. Since the game came out, I only have 4 5-star units. So this comes back to that luck thing I have. It's Julia, Sharina, Lillian. Oh, so Sharina's not even a 5-star unit that you can pull. So he used his feathers. He or she used their feathers. And Faye. Faye sucks, and I've had to use my feathers on Sharina. Either Lillian kills a couple of enemies or gets demolished in the first round. Usually the latter one. And Julia and Sharina are my only 2 decent 5-stars. I have spent so many orbs trying to get all these characters. I just can't do it. So there. You have a free-to-play player who's just hit a wall. It's like they're unlucky. They just can't get what they want. And it really sucks. Oh, okay, so we took a quick intermission there. I was saving a video at this time and something happened. Anyway, I lost my track, but yeah. So say out of all the Fire Emblem you've been playing, you pull and you pull and you pull and you pull. Even though the percentage goes up, I think it's like how many? If you do 115 pulls, you're like guaranteed a 5-star or some number like that. But if you're a free-to-play player, you're never going to get those orbs for just one banner. You don't have the time, you don't have that, and especially you don't have the resources. There's not going to be that many orbs for you within the span of a banner. A banner only lasts 2 weeks. There's no way they're giving out 100-something orbs in 2 weeks. If you're a new player, you have a bunch of orbs. You got story mode orbs, you got all the Paralog and Xenolog orbs, you've got quest orbs. But if you're playing from the beginning, you just have been hitting no luck whatsoever, you're kind of dead. You're dead. You hit a dead end. Alright, next one. A while ago, everyone was complaining that the Grand Hero battles are too easy, and now they're complaining that the Tempest trials are too hard. I think both are doable. It just takes some time or money if you choose to speed it up a bit. So there you go. You have the time, right? You get the time. You get all the orbs. You get no good characters. You pull no good characters whatsoever. Now what? You have to spend money. That's kind of against the definition of a free-to-play player. I know he didn't mention it. I'm saying that free-to-play players aren't spending money. And there's the problem. Money. If you want to get further in the Tempest trials, it looks like you're going to have to give up the dough. Give them some cash. If it's not accomplishable by free-to-play players, some might get turned off and leave the game. And that's definitely not what Intelligent Systems or Nintendo wants people to do. You definitely want people to stay on as long as possible and get the good rewards. The game has to be rewarding somehow, or else it's just, you won't play it again. Next one, I think Tempest Trial is what FEH needed, and it offers the right amount of challenge for those who have already completed the game. The rewards are amazing: orbs, feathers, sacred seals, 5-star Lucina. It's also a great way to earn hero merit. Before this, the only content people had after completing the game was the training tower. I do agree, this is what it needed. I just think the difficulty was ramped a peg too high for free-to-play players. The rewards are amazing. The points necessary for it, I don't agree. I think they're a little high. I agree with Knight Shimizu on this. What else? It's a great way to earn hero merit. I do agree. I didn't even notice, but I had like two heroes that maxed out on hero, not maxed out, but hit 500 on hero merit just by doing this alone. So it's a great way. It is a great way to earn merit. Next one. I can get about 280 points per session if I play the last Lunatic one and get and possibly lose to battle 5 or 6 and have a 40% bonus character. Losing at higher level gets me more points than winning at lower ones. This is what I've been doing. Even though I can't win against the 7-1, I just do it anyway. Because if I get to stage 5 or I get to stage 6, I'm getting 280 points. Regardless. So you can sit there and win like Lunatic 5 and maybe get around 200 something. But you're kind of better off losing anyway. It's better off just thinking of it as a survival challenge, a survival mode, and go as far as you can because you're going to get points regardless. And this is what I've been doing. I just lose. I go as far as I can. If I lose out, I lose out because I'm not going to beat Veronica. I know that much. We end up with at least 200 something points. You do that. We have 99 stamina. You do it 5 times because you're bound to get the stamina back by the time you hit your last one. You've got about 1,000 points, right? But then if you want to wait, it takes 8 hours. You gotta wait for another 1,000 points. That's the real problem there. So in the end, you could get 1,000 points for every 8 hours, but you possibly only get 2,000 per day if you do that situation. Okay, this one. Players, this game is way too easy ever since skill inheritance. The Grand Hero battles are a joke. Nintendo introducing Tempest styles. Fight 3 to 7 battles in a row, get a high score. Players, what? Oh my god, this is so hard. You know, I don't think I've ever said that skill inheritance made the game easy. I really don't. I think I said it made it easier for people who had more money and more resources, that's for sure. But if you never had those things, I think I said, I could be wrong. I don't remember everything I say, but I'm pretty sure with skill inheritance came a gap. It started closing the gap between some characters, but I never thought it made the game easier. It added more depth to the game, that's for sure. Never easier. And then the Grand Hero battles are a joke. I suck at Grand Hero battles. I can't say anything about it. I think this is going to be really hard for free-to-play players to get the Sacred Seals and the 5-star hero if they can really only do an easy one that doesn't give them a lot of points. 14 days isn't enough to get 50,000 points. If the hardest Lunatic ones are 20, all of them are 20 stamina, I believe, giving you maybe 800 at best, that's only going to take a heck of a lot. That's on Lunatic, which is almost impossible for anyone without 25-star heroes to make four teams out of them. And then you have to have good 5 stars. Okay. I agree. Again, everything's kind of luck-based. I'm repeating myself, so I'm not really gonna... I'm gonna sit here and look if there's anything else I can add to my conversation, but I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. It's just a nice comment, I thought. Okay, to me, a free-to-play player, this is pretty difficult. I can hardly do the first hard one without almost losing everyone. Then again, I haven't always been very active and didn't play that much, so I don't have a lot of level 40s, but still, to me, it's pretty difficult even with level 40s. I think it's kind of on you. You should have some level 40s, but the fact that 4 stars can't get you very far. My Anna is level 40. She's a 4-star. I didn't make her 5-star. My Anna and my Sharina are level 40, both of them. My Anna was facing off against Lucas on Lunatic. Both level 40. He had 60 health, 45 attack, 49 defense, and like 30 something defense and 20 plus res. Crazy high stats. And then even then his skills he had too were crazy as well. Anna did 0 damage to him whatsoever. Everyone did 0 damage. He rolled my whole team. Everyone. He killed greens effortlessly. He killed a tank effortlessly. So when you have characters like that on Lunatic, because Lunatic definitely ramps them up. And I can understand, like, for the last one with Veronica and stuff, but for all the other stages, it's one one unit who has just amazing stats. He's gonna ruin you. He's gonna ruin your team, and you're gonna have to find someone else. If, like me, I actually only have two green 5 stars. Easter Camilla and Minerva. when it comes to like fighting blues, I'm kind of shit out of luck. I'm doomed. I can't fight back. So that's where it really comes to. Okay, next one. I think the main difference is between playing players and free-to-play players, because some of their sometimes ridiculous stats, you need high-tier units and skill inheritance. If you don't have those, you are fucked. I don't mind the style, but I would have preferred if they had kept them at normal stats. I agree. I wonder what the comments were below it. I should have checked that out. Yeah, the ridiculous stats. I just mentioned it with the ridiculous Lucas I had fought last night. Yeah, if you don't have skill inheritance, and that just means time too. Like if you, let's just say you're a free-to-play player, but you play all the time, every day. You play every day. You still invest more time into the game than other people. Now, of course, the Tempest trials should be easy for people who just want to log in and try to get the rewards. No, it should be meant for people who are trying to play and trying to get better and trying to go higher. But still, it's a crazy gap. Okay, and that's it. So I just want to kind of wrap up with my like closing opinions I have. I feel the Tempest trials, they're hard for sure. If you don't have a full 5-star, like 4 or 5-star teams, I really don't think you're going to get very far if you're a free-to-play player. Maybe you got lucky, you got those 16 5 stars. I'm sorry, I got my math wrong for some reason. But yeah, if you don't have a full teams of 5 stars, you're not going to get very far. It's a shame. It's a shame for people who really want to like try that challenge, but no, you're just not going to win. Like you can try arena runs. There are times where you'll meet a character with the perfect like skill inheritance, perfect stats, that you're like, oh, well, he's just a regular blue unit. Well, I'm a green unit. Let me go face him. And then they just run over you. You know, that kind of thing. And the enemies are RNG too. If anything, I just hate Reinhardt when he's part of Veronica's last team. I hate the whole last level itself, because it's absolutely bonkers. Because none of the enemies will move at all. Like, you move in just a bit, you start creeping up, you throw that first hit at the tank unit, or you try to get to the mage at the side, or the other character at the side, and by that time, they'll just swoop in. They swoop in like hawks, and they get you. Okay, and that's kind of it, guys. This video went on way longer than I wanted it to. I've been gone for Friday and most of today, Saturday. It's just, I've had a lot of stuff to do and a lot of stuff to deal with, so I haven't been able to make videos. Sunday, there's going to be, hopefully, a Fire Emblem video, but I'll put out an Appcast video. I've been playing some other games on my phone, and they've been really fun, but I wanted to cover them, and I've covered some other pretty popular games, too, just to put my opinions on them out there. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Please be sure to leave your opinions, your thoughts. If you agree, if you disagree with me, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to read it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.